Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I want to do a quick video today. I would like to do something a little different to add some content to the channel. This Planeswalker here is a Planeswalker that I'll be reviewing today. This is of course Jace the Perfected Mind, and also I'll be showing a championship level deck that I built earlier today, tested out in the Trial of the Plains. It's an amazing deck and it goes perfectly with this Planeswalker, Jace the Perfected Mind. Alright, so first of all, I need to say that this is a great Planeswalker. This is a game changer. Alright, no doubt about it. This Planeswalker is a game changer. It's going to change the way you play, and I'll explain that in the few minutes that's coming. Alright, the first thing I want to do is go through these abilities. Right, we have the Synthetic Expansion. This is a nice one here. Create 3 Phyresis Converter tokens. Then if you have 80 or less life, create X Phyrexian Gems. X is half the number of cards in your opponent's graveyard rounded up. Alright, so I think this is a good one. One of the cards that I definitely would use with this Planeswalker if you're going to try to focus on this first ability is Thrawn Portal, or maybe the Defiler of Dreams. What you really want to do is protect yourself from life loss that you're going to incur with those Phyrexian Gems. Alright, so those cards will help you out there. It's a good ability here. Alright, so for 13, you would get this here. It's Corrupted Minefield. Destroy the top 5 cards of your opponent's library, and then all opposing creatures get -X, -0. X is the number of cards destroyed from your opponent's library this turn. Alright, so that's an important one. I think that's one that can be used over and over and over again. It's gonna definitely help you with that debuff or the nerfing of your opponent's creatures. If you can get this done with maybe the card, the Jace Perfected Mind Vanguard, that would be a card that I would use. You can get that together with this. You'll definitely be able to make those opponent's creatures really, really small. They won't be able to hurt you, and that's kind of what you would try to do with a deck like that. Here's the other ability here, Illusion of Free Will. That's a really good one. I think that's one that you can definitely revolve entire decks around. Alright, so I'll read it to you here. It says, if you don't control a support named Phyresis Converter, create one. Here's what the Phyresis Converter looks like, right? You can read it for yourself. But it says Phyresis cards you control gain the Augmentation Emblem. Alright, that's really important. Create 12 Phyrexian Gems. Then you gain 3 mana for each non-basic gem on the board. That's a really good part for this, right? You're going to gain a ton of free mana just because you have 12 Phyrexian Gems, and you'll gain 3 mana for each of those gems. Alright, so this is a good Planeswalker if you're going to use those non-basic gems, and there's probably going to be a few that are coming out in the future, so definitely a really good one here. Now the thing that makes this one an amazing Planeswalker, one that makes it a game changer, is this Completed Intelligence ability. It says here, at the beginning of your turn, if you have less than 4 cards in your hand, draw cards equal to the difference. That basically means if you got 1 card in your hand, you're going to draw 3. And then you're going to get the normal 1 card draw that you would have got earlier for a total of 4 cards. Alright, that's pretty awesome. If you have 0 cards in your hand when your turn starts, you're going to get 4 plus an additional 1 that you would have got anyway. 5 cards. Now here's why this is a game changer. Normally you draw 1 card a turn, right? So if you need a specific card, what are the chances of you getting that one specific card? It's 10%, right? 1 specific card out of 10 different possibilities for the cards in your deck. Now here's the thing. If you have this one and you have 0 cards in your hand, and then your turn starts, right? You will be able to get 4 cards plus the original 1 that you should have drawn for a total of 5 cards. 5 cards out of 10 possible choices in your deck. That basically means that you can get any card with 50% probability. That means any card that you want, you can probably get it within 1 or 2 turns, right? 3 turns at the max, statistically speaking. That's a game changer. So I tell you what, we'll make a deck that revolves around that, because that's what I think is the strength of this card. And here is a deck that I want to point out. This deck is called Mr. Freeze. You'll see why it's called Mr. Freeze. Basically what it does is it freezes the opponent, keeps them from playing cards, and that's going to help you to win. Alright, how does it do that? It does it like this. It uses this card here, Sphinx Tutelage. Sphinx Tutelage is a good card, especially for this deck, because it says whenever you draw a card, the first card in your opponent's hand costs 2 more. Alright, so think about this. If you end your turn with 1 card in your hand, or let's say 0 cards in your hand, The next turn you have, you'll draw 4 because of the completed intelligence ability, and you'll draw your extra 1 that you would have normally drawn, for a total of 5 cards. That means that because of this ability here, your opponent is going to have to pay 10 more mana for the first card in their hand. And you know, that's a devastating thing. That's going to paralyze your opponent, especially if you're able to do this turn after turn after turn. It really means that it's going to make that card so expensive that they're never ever going to be able to play it. Alright, so keep that in mind. You can keep that in mind, especially when you build a deck for this particular Planeswalker, and what I would do is just try to revolve all the cards around that ability. And that's kind of what we do here, right? So we have Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. This is a good card. You can draw a card every single turn, so that's an extra card. It's going to get free mana on it, which is awesome. You can get 3 extra cards if you get this 8 ability here, this -8 shield, -8 shield. The thing with this one is if you hit this -8 shield ability, you'll get that Heroism Emblem. Heroism Emblem allows you to exile an opponent's card at random every time you draw a card, right? So that's amazing. You're going to be able to lock your opponent down just with this card by itself. So it's a great addition. Healy Rye is a good one. You can get some defense with this. You get that draw ability here, and you get some offense here, right? You get to reinforce the target creature that you control, basically. Or if you want, you can take one of your opponent's creatures and put it on your side, kind of thing, right? Excellent card. As you see the rest of this, we got some good removal here, right? So some removal, remove a target creature from the board, put it in your opponent's hand. This one you get to target supports and creatures. You'll be able to exile them. And here, these last two basically are all about offense, right? We want to have some offense in this deck, and I just tell you that if you are building a deck, make sure you put some offense, okay? And that's basically it, guys. I want to show you this deck here, and I'm hoping we get to show you how amazing it is, show you how to do that Sphinx tutelage ability, and really just use your own abilities to maximize that thing there. Okay, what we're doing is we're looking for that Sphinx tutelage. We don't have it here yet, so throwing that away. Tell you what, we'll go with this. I do like that card there, but you know what? We'll see what we can do. Take a look here. Okay. Okay, alright, there we are. That's our first move. Now you'll see next turn just exactly how this thing will work. We get that 1 card to bring us to 4, and then we get our 1 normal card that we would have got. There we go. Okay. And let's go with this. Now, as you notice, we're playing a card. When we play that card, that leaves us with 2 in the hand. That means we're going to get 2 to bring us to 4. Right there's our Sphinx tutelage, and there we are with the extra. Now, this was a nice draw. I think it really just proved my point, right? You don't really have to wait a whole lot of turns if you're looking for a specific card. And the reason is that you'll hopefully be able to draw 4 cards every turn, 5 cards every turn, and that's definitely going to help you. Right there. Okay, we have the Sphinx tutelage out. That's really good. Now, we'll see what the opponent can do. They got nothing. Now we'll draw here, and every time we draw, you can see we're adding mana to the mana cost of this first card, and that's going to be devastating, as I mentioned, just because we are going to prevent them from playing that card, hopefully, right? They're not going to be able to play that card just because it's going to get more and more expensive. Okay, alright. Let's go with this. Okay, there they go. They have played in a ability, and that's giving them a creature. There we go. We're adding mana to the first card in the opponent's hand, exactly the way we would like. Let's take these guys out of here. My thing about this is we want to make sure we end every single turn with 1 card or 2 cards in the hand, just so we can maximize what we have going on at the next turn. There we go, we got 3 cards in the hand. It's a little more than I would have liked. but that's fine. Okay, we have 2 Sphinx Tutelage in the hand, and a Saheeli Rai. That's going to be for free. Alright, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll hit this ability here, Illusion of Free Will. That will give us the 12 Phyrexian gem tokens, and it's also going to give us these amazing buffs here, or these amazing free manas. Alright. Okay, taking a look here, I think what we'll do is we'll go with this Saheeli Rai, Soul of Emancipation. I tell you, we don't want to hit him because that angel that's going to come into play is going to be not worth the trouble. There we go. Okay, we're doing good. What we really want to do now is make sure we put some damage on the opponent. Okay, so as it is, we are draining, or we're putting some more mana to that mana cost there. That's awesome. That's going to help us. Harbinger of the Tides, good card there. That's going to be a nice creature. I tell you what, we'll move this up, turn Harbinger off. The reason for that is Hulking Metamorph here has a kicker 10, which is basically paid for because we got all that free mana from the Harbinger here. Alright, Saheeli Rai. Tell you what, we already have a Saheeli Rai. We'll just use her right there. As you can see, we're doing a good job of drawing cards, and those cards, as we draw them, that's going to definitely help us to make sure we make that first card the opponent has just completely unplayable. Okay, there we are. Making some moves. Saheeli Rai again. Drain from the first card gives my guy a nice buff. And then we're going to do some damage here. There we are. Looks like we're going to win in a couple of turns. That's really awesome. Okay. The opponent's having a hard time playing cards, as you can tell. And then the reason for that, obviously, is they keep getting mana added to that first card's casting costs. And that was the whole idea, right? That's the whole point of this deck here. Okay, let's go with a Reinforce for this guy. Don't have Saheeli Rai anymore, that's fine. Then we'll go with this. Adding again, just completely dominating the opponent there. Here we are. And I think we'll go with this. What we're going to try to do is get the big buff on him. And there we are. Okay guys, that seems to be the end of the game. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Share with all your friends. That's going to help the channel. Alright, good gaming guys.